Supposedly grown, supposedly grown, supposedly grown, supposedly grown. Supposedly grown.
Dollar bills.
Hmm. You ever wonder about that? Like, where'd they get all those $2 bills from?
The
They make
bank.
them fraudulent.
Yeah, I'm saying like there's only a certain amount of $2 bills in the world, right? They're not really making them all that much anymore.
No,
Nah, you
I'm
can go to
saying
the bank.
they make them. They are making their own $2 bills.
That's
So they're worth
illegal.
nothing.
Because think about it. If you get a $2 bill, do you spend it or do you put it in your wallet like, ooh, I got a $2 bill?
To me, money's
Shut up,
money.
Julian.
Spending that shit. Pat,
That
do you have a bunch of $2 bills?
No, but I do got one.
I don't have any, so I'd probably keep it.
See? Shut up.
I'm a hater.
I also don't have any, but I don't think I'd keep it. I'm not very good with cash.
Oh,
Like I spend it and lose it very easily.
I was gonna say, do you lose it? You said spend it.
Well, I do
Oh,
both.
that
I lose
shit burns
too.
a hole in my pocket.
Like if I'm at work and it's like 3 in the morning or 3 in the afternoon, and I really want something from a vending machine, that $2 bill is gone.
Oh man, we got this fancy little convenience store thing at our change house. Oh my goodness. It has
Really?
all this. Yes, it has snacks on snacks, sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches, all the drinks. It's pretty cool.
Man, I got
And
this whack ass vending machine. It's gross.
well, the one in the plant is whack as fuck, and you can rig it to where it's the kind where it goes in a circle, so you pay for one slot, and you can keep moving it, so you can get everything in the whole row.
Yeah.
Man, I don't
But
know
Some-
what vending
Some
machine
of
y'all
our
are
rows
talking
are
about.
like that.
the one in the front is like a little convenience store. It got all the shit.
We got a like we used to have a nice one that had ice cream and sandwiches and hot pockets and stuff. They stopped filling it.
Why? Because you kept eating all the ice cream.
That shit is
Didn't they?
empty as shit.
Weren't you eating all the ices at one point in time?
What?
Didn't have an icy machine, and your ass was drinking all the ice. Like not all of them, but you had a lot of ices.
No, I would eat the shit out of some ice though. They had that really good ice. You know what I'm talking about? That Sonic ice, that crunchy shit. But then I realized that machine doesn't have a filter, so it probably wasn't the healthiest thing for me to be eating.
See, that's how it is with the water at work. Because we have like water jugs around the area, but I don't like those. So I drink out of this one where we get the ice from, but I don't think that's got a filter either. But I really, for some reason, like that water.
So
What do
you
you mean
rather
water
not
jug?
drink good, clean jug water, but you rather drink tap water because that's what that is.
Yeah, pretty much.
So like they got like Ozarka
Drink it.
jugs, and you ain't drinking from that.
It's not Ozarka. It's Nestle.
It's not tap. So
Yeah,
Man,
I don't.
I fill
I
up
don't
like
drink
my
tap water.
gallon water bottles before I leave work, so I don't got to get water here. You know what I'm saying? I drink all that free water.
Oh, so you're filling up before you go home, so you don't got to buy your own.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty smart, actually. I'm gonna start doing that.
My coworkers probably I was like I'm fucking crazy. But I gotta change the jug more often because I can't be like I'm the only one that changes it because I legit probably drink 3/4 of that jug. So I can't complain.
Oh God, this baby on
Whoa,
the podcast.
what is that?
That was actually me, guys. That's my cry.
That's what you sound like.
Yeah, that's exactly what I sound like. But yeah, I used to fill my cup up before I came home, but now I just don't drink water. I don't drink anything too much. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty dehydrated all the time.
You need to be drinking at least a gallon a day, or
I'm not-
your body
I'm not-
weight in ounces, whichever one's less.
Is it a gallon?
It's your body weight in ounces, half your body weight in ounces at least. At the very min, half your body weight in ounces. Now, if you're feeling froggy, a gallon would be awesome because you will flush so much shit out of yourself. Your skin's gonna.
Half
Yeah, but
of your
wasn't too much.
weight in ounces. I don't know if you know how big I am. Is that a lot for me?
Pat, you cannot weigh. Well, I don't know how much you weigh, but that's doable. Or drink a gallon.
I feel like
Everyone-
you stuttered. You stuttered a lot in that. So I feel like you're thinking, oh shit, that is a lot. That's a big dude. Like that's a lot. That's a fucking lot, Delise.
I know.
That's a whole lot of water.
No, I can't. Like, you can't guess in people's weight because everybody wears their weight differently. You know. Like, there's this girl who I swear she's about the same height as me, and she's smaller than me, and she weighs 15 pounds heavier than me. Like, and I never would have guessed it. So I'm the last person guessing.
Right, because I need to drink a gallon of water for sure.
Whichever one's left, drink that amount.
I don't come anywhere close to that.
Being a guy, y'all will drop at least 5-10 pounds right there. I'm fucking telling you, it's ridiculous.
I don't want to drop weight.
Well, that's not weight you need anyways. It's water weight. It's not muscle weight or anything that's going to turn.
I feel like if you're drinking that much water and you're flushing all the bad shit out, you're probably flushing some of the good shit out too, right?
For sure. I drink electrolytes when I work out because all I drink is like water or black coffee, so I'm not getting any. So I drink electrolytes.
I hate coffee.
I'm drinking something right fucking now. And
why the hell are you doing that?
Huh?
Why are you doing that?
Mint dark chocolate Kit Kat? Sign me up.
What'd you say?
Mint chocolate is the grossest chocolate ever made.
No, sir. Mint chocolate is fucking delicious. First off, I gotta make that clear now. You put that in coffee?
Oh, Pat's talking dirty. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
That shit is gross.
I never thought Andy's mint in my coffee.
So wait. Did you wait? We gotta wait. Did you buy the coffee like this, or you drop the chocolate in there and mix it?
Oh, no, okay, sorry. I put two different things together. I'm drinking plain ass coffee right now, but I saw a commercial for dark chocolate mint Kit Kat, and I would like one in life.
Oh, I'm so disappointed right now.
That shit sounds gross as hell. First
Man, some mint chocolate coffee? Oh my god.
Yeah, why are you fucking up a Kit Kat with mint chocolate in it? Just leave a Kit Kat as is. You don't need no extra shit.
It's orgasmic. But something I kind of want to touch on is like, what's one of the hardest things that you found you have to do now that you're an adult? Like whether it's, scheduling or paying your bills or whatever. I kind of want to touch on that a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I want you to touch on, Pat?
Yeah. Hey, I'm a lady. Lady on the phone.
Cover your ears, because this is going to get real dark mint chocolate.
I'm as close to dark mint chocolate as you can get.
I like it. I'll have you with my coffee.
As long as it's lukewarm, I'll jump in that coffee any day.
Not fresh out. That shit'll hurt.
Yeah, if it's fresh out, I'm not trying to get third-degree burns all over my body. But yeah, I think that's a good thing to touch on is adulting, right? We're all old as shit. We're old. We're not getting younger. We've technically been adults since we turned 18. At least
but now we're all on our own.
Yeah, we got to figure this shit out, right? It's kind of
somehow,
I know for me, like I kind of just go right. No, I guess not. I kind of had one foot in when I was like 16, 17 years old. I was kind of on my own, doing my own thing. So by the time I turned 18, I had somewhat of an idea of what it was to be an adult. Like I at least knew how to cook ground beef, right? I knew how to feed myself, but I didn't have too big of an idea on like how to pay bills, how to do your taxes, how to fucking go out in the car. Yeah, we're recording.
Oops, sorry. Continue.
Way to ruin it.
No, you were going on and on. I didn't want to waste this goodness on nothing.
Just our regular conversation.
Yes, but continue. I'm listening.
So, by the time I turned 18, I had somewhat of an idea of what being an adult was. but there's still some shit that kind of slapped me in the face whenever I had to go out and
Like,
actually do it myself.
what was the biggest slap in the face?
So when I was 18, almost 19, I think, I went to Montana on my own, right? No family there, no one to guide me or rear me into adulthood. So the first thing I noticed is I was in Montana surrounded by a bunch of Caucasian individuals that I didn't really trust getting in their cars because it might make me disappear. So I had to go out and get my own vehicle. Now I wasn't trying to be fancy. I went out and got me a little pickup truck. But just that whole process of getting a car was, brand new to me. I had no idea what credit was. I had no idea how to get a loan. And then I would find out later when I got a second car about gap insurance, which is another crazy thing to have to get. But that was kind of my introduction into adulthood, was going out and getting my own car with no one really talking to me about what kind of car I should get, how much money I should want to spend, figuring that out, interest rates and shit like that. Like, that was all brand new to me, and that was kind of my first intro into being a real adult. It was pretty scary. I mean, luckily I was smart enough not to get a super expensive car. I got a truck that was reasonably priced, just because I knew I wasn't going to drive a whole lot of places. That was kind of my whole. I kind of just thrown into it. It was a little scary, but I guess I kind of figured it out.
I would say, as far as like small things, my parents made sure we could do our laundry, we could cook food. And my senior year of high school, my mom started making me budget and buying groceries for the family and all that. So that to me wasn't much new. I would say the biggest slap, knock on wood, I haven't really had one yet, but it's just things like, I need new tires for my car, or now I need a new, or don't need a new one, but I would like to get a new washer and dryer, and I asked my dad to put on his credit card, and he was like, "What? You are a grown up." It's like, I think I don't feel like a grown up until it's time to make grown up purchases like a washer and dryer or big things, and I'm like, "Oh, mom, dad, help!" They just look at you like, you are almost 30. Get your own.
You gotta figure that shit out.
Yeah, and exactly that. I was like, go find you a decent price, go apply wherever you want, or I'm just like, oh.
What's crazy is the whole credit card and credit thing, right? Especially like, just being 18, 19 years old, you're bombarded with people trying to get you to sign up for credit cards and stuff. So.
Yes. Everybody. And everybody, and I don't know, they just know, and they're sending it to you, to your mail, and it's just one after another every day. And that's just tempting, because it comes in, it's like, you're approved for $5,000 if you come here to whatever loan agency, and you're like, oh shit, that's $5,000,
That's 18, like a lot of college kids, especially, they'll be lined up like in the yard or whatever. You get a free shirt if you get this credit card with $2,000.
They're like all over colleges and stuff. That's the crazy thing.
Right? Yeah.
At 18 years old, you're able to fucking get in $30,000 worth of debt, but you still can't buy a beer. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then in college, you do anything for a free shirt. Who don't like a free shirt?
I'll still do anything for a free shirt.
I was just thinking, I'll still do anything for that shit. Got 13 credit cards right now. Got 13 shirts, but 13 credit cards. No, I think for me, a lot of that, I mean, my mom and dad forever had, 2 jobs, or were always working. So it was like, we knew how to wash clothes and cook and just clean, do adult things at a real young age, as far as, maintaining homes and whatever we had to do. That's just what we did, because that was our part of, being at the house with them working. We had to do that stuff, and we were washing their clothes and shit too. So it really wasn't until like I started, I think, because even I moved to San Antonio for like a little while, and even a lot of that stuff kind of wasn't really new to me. Like because we moved a lot and stuff like that, I knew how to, you know, get the water bills transferred. I knew who to call for different things. But being the first person in my family, in my immediate family, um, to buy a home, that was something totally new. I didn't know what the hell I was getting myself into. I didn't know about like escrows and putting all this stuff and getting storm proof on your roof. I didn't know none of that shit. I mean, they could have easily told me, "Oh yeah, well you got to have insurance on the dirt underneath your house because there might be worms or something." And I'd have been like, "Yeah, we got to get that. Like that's part of it." You got to get doorknob insurance because if you get a new doorknob, I'd have bought that shit. I did not know anything, but thank God for YouTube because when they were saying, yeah, we'll look into this and look into that, I'd be writing it down. I'd go home and look it up on YouTube. Be like, all right, what does this mean? And I would have to do that almost every single time I met with a realtor. Every step that we took, and they were really helpful too because my parents, my sister, no one had bought a house at that point. And yeah, man, that was pretty scary because like you hear that you're buying a house, it's a big move as an adult, and um, you one I didn't know what the hell I was getting myself into. I looked at it like, man, they're gonna trap me, they're gonna get my ass and take all my money forever. I'm gonna have to work 13 jobs and give up all my t-shirts for this shit. Like it's gonna be crazy. So I lucked out. I had real good people around me and YouTube also. So shout out to YouTube for that. But yeah, man, that was terrifying the whole time. I think like my anxiety was so high. And I remember the day I was signing all the paperwork, they're going over with me, and I could feel my arm like jumping because I was so nervous. I was like, oh God, it was pretty nerve wracking.
Talking about buying a house.
I'm still scared of that shit.
Yeah, I still don't know what the hell I actually signed when I bought a house. And I've been in
Right?
house for like
There's some stuff
4
in there.
years.
Yes, for sure. There's stuff in there that I'm like, all right, man, we're on form number 53. I'm ready to leave. Like, fine, I'll sign it away. Here, you can have my dog. I don't care. Like, it's crazy.
Like, what's crazy is like I'll hear guys at work talking about their interest rate and all that shit, and I'm just trying to avoid those conversations. That way, they don't really know that I don't know any of that shit. I just kind of like, hey, I'm getting a house. I'll go ahead and sign anything you want.
Right? Yeah.
But,
I like that.
I
think I was lucky enough to have a pretty good realtor that was able to discuss some stuff with us. And honestly, we weren't looking for a crazy expensive house or anything. We just got a house that kind of fit our family and we've kind of grown into it. And, now we're getting to the point to where we're outgrowing it. And it might be time for me to start looking into selling and buying a new house. But it's going to be an interesting journey in itself, and I'll try to actually pay attention this time to what I'm signing and not just sign blindly.
YouTube, man. I'm telling you, look it up, dude. That's right, because now you're gonna have multiple steps at one time with buying and selling. And then all the other stuff that goes with that, closing fees and all that other shit. So yeah, YouTube.
No, I'm gonna just sell this house and go live with my brother for a couple of years, see how that goes. Show my wife. Appreciate that.
Actually,
like in the garage.
Speaking of adulting and stuff, those are kind of all our first dives into adulthood. There was another adulting thing that someone did a couple weeks ago, right? You getting married through the Catholic Church, apparently they've changed stuff up since I've done it. So someone had to take a compatibility test. And
right.
pretty interesting.
Yeah. That was another. So, a lot of within the last year or two, a lot of real big adult stuff. Getting engaged, uh, buying different items as a couple, and all that stuff. Yeah, but this is one of the.
As an adult, getting engaged, is y'all's debt something y'all talked about? Because it will be combined now, right?
Yes, and it's definitely something we've talked about a couple times actually. And then because we even had to talk about it over there at the church very briefly. He just kind of wanted to know if we had talked about it and if we understood our roles with it and stuff, as far as what's hers, what's mine, what's ours kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was actually one of the questions that he asked us there, because we both on that question particularly, we did answer the same. We both agreed that we had that question, or had that talk. Sorry. And I think we kind of understand. I mean, she's here with me right now. We understand because she comes in with some, and then of course I come in with some. I mean, I got a house, so now I'm like, oh yeah, we got a house. Yeah, what's up? Yeah. But going through that test, and I get it. What it's based off of is, are these, or have you and your spouse had these discussions yet? So it's agree, disagree, or undecided, right? So you can't really remember if y'all have had those discussions or not, kind of thing. So, like, third question in, I mean, they came out swinging. Third question was like, does your spouse have a gambling problem? And if so, does that affect your relationship? And I was like, damn. And then it's like, number 6 was, does your spouse at times have homosexual tendencies that ruin your sexual relationship? And I was like, what? That's question 6.
The real question is, how truthful with that question were you, sir?
Well, it's based off of her. So, like, do I feel like she has those tendencies? And does it affect our relationship? I said, I put agreed in the most positive way possible, if you know what I'm saying. No, joking. 100% joking. But, and it went on. It was like, some of these questions later on were questions I feel like if you're at the stage where you are now getting married, you are engaged, you are at the church, you are taking this compatibility test, and you have not had these discussions, there's a problem. Like, have you and your spouse talked about having children? And if your significant other couldn't have children, would y'all stay together? Have y'all talked about religion as a couple? And I'm thinking, well, hell, I mean, I'm in a Catholic church right now taking this, so I'm pretty sure we had this discussion. And it was stuff like that, and it kind of threw me off a little bit, because I feel strongly that if someone or some couple were to take this and fail it, but still get married, there's a problem. Like, that's not good, in my opinion. That's just me. So that's just how I feel, because some of these things are like real. Some of them are real basic, and some of them are real off the wall. Like, they ask you about alcoholism. They ask you, if pretty much if you annoy each other to a certain point, and at that point in time, do y'all have a conflict resolution? And then if your spouse hits you, kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, all the time. This is bullshit kind of thing. Yeah, like, it was a lot of stuff like that. And I'm thinking, man, if there's people in here that are failing this and they're still getting married, they're in for a world. I feel kind of bad for them people, but at the same time, this test is telling you, don't do it. Or, hey, go ahead and get married. Congratulations.
But don't say we didn't tell you so.
Yeah, but don't say we didn't warn you. Like, you just said that this person has a gambling problem, a drinking problem, and homosexual tendencies, and you're still gonna marry him? What the hell?
Hey man, flaws make the person. All right, you can always resolve those flaws. So just because you're having homosexual thoughts when you're engaged doesn't mean you're gonna have them when you're married.
Oh, because that fixes everything. Let's go ahead and see while we're at it.
The two solutions to every problem is getting married and having a baby. After that, solid gold.
Best
That
adulting
that
advice
is some
right there.
country backwoods logic right there.
Yeah, if you're really having problems, quick solution: get married, then have a kid. All your problems go away. That's the
I'm pretty
ultimate
sure
life hack
that
right there.
those are not on that test to say how to resolve your problems.
Those are
No.
like the last two things you need to do. You need to fucking run.
Yes, yeah, run, exactly. Oh, I forgot. There's like because we're cohabitating, like we live together, we had to do an extra like 30 questions at the end of it. So it's 156 questions, but because we live together, they have to do an add-on portion. And basically that one was a little bit awkward too because they wanted to know our incomes and stuff, and I was like, "What? Like, are y'all about to take my money? What's going on here?"
Why?
They
And
gotta,
I don't
they
know.
gotta make sure they gotta
know.
make sure you make enough to be able to donate your 10% of your income.
Got
Yeah,
him.
they're gonna be watching me from now on. They're like, "Oh, I know how much you make a year. Yeah, power of Christ, bad right there. You know, they're gonna get me.
I'm
Catholic
lying
Church
on that.
don't play around.
Yeah." And a couple of them in that were like, were actual questions of if you're getting married because one of one of the family members is forcing you, like if her dad was forced to force me to marry her or vice versa, or the other one was, are y'all getting married because you're having a baby kind of thing. So I think they kind of weed that out of there a little bit.
Well, my thought would be is if that is the reason you're getting married, are you really gonna answer the question truthfully?
No.
You're in a
Oh man,
that's just it. You are in a church. You cannot lie in a church.
I can lie and repent after.
sir,
Duh.
yeah, I don't know if you know this, but
It works.
I've admitted
That
that I'm a known liar, so I'd lie in a church if I had to.
First of all, why do you need to know how much money I make?
Because they
Nah.
want that 10%. He ain't lying. That's what it is. They want that money.
Catholic Church
Exactly.
don't play with them donations. They need that
Oh,
money.
you know, they've had that new roof fund for like 13 years. What you mean?
No.
Exactly. About
I
a
went-
year.
I went to a church who had some renovations, then they got burned down, and they're still taking donations for the first renovation.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, I'd lie my ass off in the church. I think I may have actually when I got married. I wasn't completely truthful.
Lying too. I'm lying to get what I want.
I don't even think we completely lied about the cohabiting thing. We didn't tell him we were living together, but he already had his issues with us getting married, so we just kind of wanted to hurry up and get by.
See, I was just gonna say y'all had stuff outside of all that. So not that it's okay to lie in a church, but I feel like y'all already had the cards stacked against y'all. So I mean, maybe y'all get out of jail free card for that. Like, it's okay. Y'all lied a little bit, but the father there didn't like y'all. So or
Well,
y'all-
it's not like the
y'all-
father he didn't like the both. He liked me. He was cool with me. It's just my other half was not so well liked in that church.
Oh man, I love
But,
adulting.
so I'm assuming y'all passed the test.
Yeah, 97% pass rate.
Couldn't get 100 though, huh?
Mm,
Nah.
mm. That homosexual one fucked him up.
I was like,
She's over here revealing all his gayness to the father, and he's probably like, man, I don't know if y'all should get married.
And then they send you to a little camp.
he was like, you can't eat corn dogs, you can't eat dreamsicles, you can't eat nothing that's shaped like a dick.
You know what foods are shaped like dicks? The best ones. That's
The best one. That's right.
This weekend, as we were watching the Conor McGregor fight, which he won, and someone tried to bet against the Mystic match.
If he would not have dodged that punch like that, that fight would have gone totally differently.
I mean, but you can say that in any fight.
I'm just saying, like,
if he would have connected with that head kick, he wouldn't have got his ass dropped. Like, what?
Yeah.
Get out of here with that.
No, man, no. That was just unfortunate. He stood no chance after that.
Yeah, after he got knocked out, because usually the fight's over at that point.
No, after
the worst part about that is you had instant regret because you were like, oh yeah, y'all gonna take a shot. Knockout 38 seconds into it. You were like, shit, and now I gotta take a shot.
But I called it though because I was like, ooh, let me fix me a drink before I go up to get one and the fight's over. I would have missed the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you would have missed his amazing victory speech afterwards too.
I will say he did not piss me off in the speech. I kind of liked it. That was like the good amount of humbleness, good amount of shit talking.
The dude is majestic.
His press conference afterwards. Yeah. His press conference afterwards was really good, man. It was like, I don't know, like 17 minutes long, but it was really, really good. Straight humble. I mean, talked about, resting afterwards, and now the UFC, he can go and fight again, but he wants to spend time with his family and all this real cool stuff, man. You saw more, mature Conor McGregor kind of thing. It was pretty cool.
Maybe he did grow up after all the shit he went through.
Shit is that? Like 3 times in like months.
Yeah.
He's been through a lot. He's had some issues, but he's still one of my favorite fighters, and I've never heard an interview with him I didn't like. I'm just a big fan of him.
I'd second that.
That's kind of why I drink his whiskey, which is pretty good. But
I will say that shot wasn't the best.
Really?
I didn't enjoy it.
I won't say best, but I mean it was pretty good for what it is.
I didn't mind it, but I tend to drink that straight, so I've maybe gotten used to it. Well, not a good thing.
So, all right, change it up a little bit. Something that I thought of earlier was like, I think a kind of little fun thing to talk about would be, as an adult, what do you find is the hardest thing to do, like to consistently do? And I'll start off just so y'all can kind of get a feel where I'm going with this, because for me, I have a couple little things. As far as sometimes I just don't know, man. I feel like I can be on time, but I'm never on time to a lot of things that I should be on time to. And whether that's my fault or my spouse's fault, my significant other over here's fault. Never on time for shit. And scheduling, pretty bad with that. I'm very good with it at work, but outside of work, I'm pretty bad with scheduling. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I'll wait till the last minute to do everything, and I'll spend one whole day doing a whole bunch of stuff, and still not achieve everything that I wanted to do. But that's all based off of just because I didn't schedule it correctly. But the last thing that I find the hardest thing for me to do now, as an adult, and because there's certain, as you progressively get older, from a teenager to, young adult to full out adult, you have to, manage your temper or your attitude or talking back to others and holding your tongue and just letting somebody be whatever. So for me, a lot of the times, and whether it's mainly work environments and stuff like that, you have to be the bigger person or the adult, and you kind of have to let things slide because you don't want to get in trouble, and you got bills to pay and all this other stuff. But there's times where somebody says something and you want to show them that other side of you, and they might say something smart ass or something that they know they can get away with, but if you to say it, you're going to get in trouble, right? So there's times where it's like somebody will say something and they start popping off, but you just want to be like, oh yeah, well, excuse my language, but fuck you, Kathy. Like, you and your broke ass leg, you and fuck your dog and all this shit. Kathy, you suck. Like, nobody likes you. We don't want you here. Or whoever else, like, you just kind of want to go in on that person and not let go too. That's just what you want to do. But you can't.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say this, sir. I don't think you should be yelling at Kathy at the retirement home, all right? She can't help that she has a broke leg and is really slow on a walker. So, sir, you need to watch your language.
You know what I'm saying? I want some of that Jell-O, but Kathy's holding up the line now. I'm going to be last in the line, not get the damn Jell-O.
Nah, you're going to get that Jell-O with that thick skin on top, the stuff that jiggles like it's not supposed to jiggle. That.
Yeah. And then she's going to say something smart like, oh, you didn't need that Jell-O anyways, huh? Did you? And then point at my stomach.
Kathy out there throwing them daggers at you, bro.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But it's like you don't, and this goes for anybody. Like, you don't know who people are in today's setting. You don't. So it's like, man, don't talk to me like that. You don't know who the hell I am. Like, you don't know shit.
That's the crazy thing, right? Is like people feel safe to say shit when they're at work because they know most people don't want to lose their job, so they're not going to pop off and actually do something, right? Like there's a security net there. They're not going to get the full-fledged reaction from somebody if they're going to talk shit to them.
Right.
But I don't know, man. Sometimes get pushed to the edge and they'll pop off and actually be willing to lose their jobs. They miss the wrong person, and Kathy in the walker is going to get pushed over and her Jell-O is going to get stolen.
Yeah, not only did I get my Jell-O, I took Kathy's too. Punk ass Kathy.
Gas Kathy.
But you know what? As an adult, man, I think that shit is prevalent in everyone. Because there's been times at work where some motherfuckers will get brave and they'll say some shit, and you just gotta bite your tongue and move on. But that shit is hard, and that's been every job I've been at that's happened.
I will say I'm kind of lucky. It was my job because my shift were so close to each other. I have said some pretty messed up things, and I've like, dang, because I get hangry, I get grumpy, I get sleepy, and I get irritated, and I just say whatever, and I have to go back and I have to eat crow so much and apologize. And so I'll say, like, the guys I work with, shout out to them for putting up on my ass. Like, just the other day, man, I went off on a coworker, and because he was getting his friend a job, and I'm irritated, I'm doing something, and I was like, you know what? Some of us have to work for what we get, some of us get it handed to us. I'm talking about him, because his job got handed to him. And I was like, so I really don't feel bad for you about something. I'm just going off, and I walk away, and I'm like, that was really rude, and he really didn't ask for that. So I have to go back, and go, I'm sorry.
So basically, you're the Kathy at your job, and your lucky homeboy didn't pop off and was like, "Oh yeah, well, F you, I done threw all the Snickers on the ground. Now you can be hangry."
Sure. For sure. And you know what? I couldn't be mad at that because I don't deserve it because I talk so much shit. Oh, because they drive me nuts. Fucking ugh. So
That's some bullshit. You got that safety net of work. That's why.
No, you better be careful. You're gonna get pushed over. Your Jello's gonna get stolen one day. So watch out for that.
You ain't gonna get no Jello.
No
and
Jell-O.
but you know what? I probably couldn't even be mad because I really.
At least you know you deserve it. Then I guess that's a good
Oh
thing.
yeah, I'm very self-aware. I do so much shit to those guys, and I don't feel so bad.
But you know what, man? You know what? One of my least favorite things to do as an adult is
Pay bills.
Laundry.
being a homeowner. I've got to deal with the goddamn HOA. I've got to deal with my lawn. I got to figure out how the fuck to get rid of crabgrass. I didn't even know crabgrass was a thing until I had a house. This shit
I don't
is
like
bullshit.
cleaning gutters.
I've been in this house for 4 or 5 years and I still haven't cleaned the gutter. So I'm hoping to move out before I have to do that.
Shit. I cleaned my gutter twice this year because
Tomorrow, from all that rain today.
I had to take off my goddamn Christmas lights yesterday, and it's January 20th, something like that, and I barely took them off.
Man, I still got mine up. What are you talking about?
See, now they're not Christmas lights; they're all year lights now. So just leave them up.
They're just my lights. What you talking about?
That's what I'm gonna say. They're just my lights. I don't know what you mean.
But yeah, man, being a homeowner, that shit kind of sucks. Like, yeah, it's cool, owning a house, living in your own area and shit. But the upkeep to it, that shit is bullshit. Like, I had to obviously pull down my lights, but I also couldn't just leave that shit in my garage. So I had to climb up my bullshit ass attic, find a place to put that shit. Once I got up there, I realized how fucking dirty my attic was. So I had to clean that shit up too. Bullshit, man.
No, 100% agree. I think, okay, right when my spouse moved in, our AC gave out. That day she moved in, AC went out. It was horrible. So we had that happen. Then maybe a month after that, refrigerator gave out. Then about 6 months ago or so, we had to buy a new washer and dryer.
Man. You just sound like a negligent homeowner, sir. You've been putting that limit, huh?
Oh, this shit sucks. Well, what happened was when I first moved in, I got a lot of stuff hand me down. Like family members had stuff in storage, or my cousin had a washer, and my other cousin had a dryer. So I put two and two together and went and picked them up, and they weren't matching. One was black and one was white, but the shit worked, like it didn't matter. The fridge came from my sister's garage. It was her beer fridge. It was my fridge. So, it was a lot of that went on for a while. And it was okay at the time because it was like I moved in, I was a bachelor, it really didn't matter. Nothing really. Now with her, it's like, okay, well, let's get this matching washer and dryer set, and let's look at changing the carpet. And man, this shit sucks.
You gotta have that matching shit now. Now that there's a female in the house, you actually gotta make your house look presentable and shit.
Yeah. Curtains and shit.
Speaking of AC going out, I had to also replace my AC because my wife was like 6-7 months pregnant. It was the middle of summer, and my AC decided to crap out. So you should remember this, sir, because we're actually going to training camp the next day. And my wife was so hot.
Man, it was so hot
that she decided to wake up at 2 a.m. and drive over to my brother's house and stay for the next 2 hours over there.
Hey, but I'm really glad she made that call because them 2 hours, they were great. Man, your house that day, and that's when I was extra fluffy. That's when I was real big. Like I've lost some weight since then, but boy, I dropped some pounds. That's when I probably should have been drinking the gallon of water right there because damn, it was so hot. Your house was like a sauna, dude. Oh my goodness.
Extra hot, and my wife was extra pregnant, so I feel you on the having to replace the AC because that shit is such bullshit.
That is some bullshit. I lost some days at work because I had to be here for that. I had to pay a bunch of money for that shit. That was some bullshit. Now, plus side, like all your shit's in your attic because you got a newer house. I got an old house. All of our shit's in a I guess what should be a closet or is a closet. It's just got a bunch of equipment in there, so they were able to access it fairly easy. So that was a plus.
No, that ain't bad. But like when we got our new AC, we had them do some duct work, and we had the outside unit replaced and the upstairs unit replaced. So I mean, it was fairly quick of a process, but I mean, obviously that shit cost money that I didn't want to spend. So I would say, man, that's probably my least favorite part about being an adult is trying to fucking be a homeowner because that shit gets expensive. And, sometimes I just want to come home and sit on my ass and not do anything. But there's always some shit to do or fix at this broke down ass house. So what about you, ma'am? What is your least favorite part about being an old ass adult?
Well, since I don't have those problems, I'm constantly like laundry. I have like champagne problems compared to y'all. Yeah, I hate laundry. I hate washing dishes. Like little things like that. Like, can't that stuff just do its own?
Don't you have a dishwasher?
Yeah, but you can only fit so much in there.
Like I feel like you're trying to put your clothes and shit in there too. Like you're not supposed to do that.
I put my dishes in the washing machine. Like, it's so annoying.
Damn.
The shittiest part about doing laundry is having to fold that shit afterwards.
Fold it afterwards. I feel bad, but my shit will stay in the dryer, and I'll keep fucking turning that dryer on.
Make sure it ain't wrinkly.
No wrinkles. Take
the wrinkles out of shit. Yeah, we've had some shit. The bad thing is we've gone on a weekend trip and left some shit in the washer. So that shit stunk.
That stuff was foul.
We had to wash it again. But yeah, I leave shit in the dryer. We leave shit in the dryer all the goddamn time, and you'll see piles of clothes waiting to be folded and shit. So I feel you on the laundry thing. That shit ain't a little thing. I don't know if it's just us, but we run through clothes like crazy. I don't know what it is. It seems like we're doing reloads.
I have a shopping problem, so girl can go months without doing laundry, and that's an issue because I do. And then my ass is doing laundry like I was one day, like 8 loads later. Like, why do you do this to yourself? This is why you don't like doing laundry. Because you're done in about 4 weeks.
See, I'm not trying to sound bougie or nothing like that, but if I had the money, if I had the money, I would pay for somebody like a cleaning service or something like that to come and do.
Yeah, that ain't I'm right there with you.
Like fold the clothes for sure. Wash the dishes, maybe some vacuuming and some dusting and shit, maybe just some light work, but the folding of the clothes and the dishes, man.
Well, I'm about my laundry. I would probably still do my laundry, but everything else, for sure.
No, but see, I would go as far as washing, drying, but then I throw them on the bed so they can fold them.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. There you go. But then I feel like such a shit basket.
I would feel so shitty, but at the same time, like they're getting paid for that. Like this is their job. So, and I know, oh, that sounds so bad. Like I don't like that.
Yeah, you sound pretty high and mighty over there.
I know.
But really,
Bougie ass.
if someone pay me like 20 an hour to fold some laundry, I'm gonna fold some laundry, you know? Like, it ain't that bad of a gig.
But I'll let y'all know my overtime's getting cut off, so I'll have some days off if y'all need some laundry folded.
Shit.
And now I got a rate.
Remember you said this, sir.
Now I will say I'm not gonna pay you overtime pay. I'm gonna pay you straight time.
Hey, you get
for straight time. What's your hourly?
Oh yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, wait. I ain't snapped to that either.
You can get an hour for $40. That's my rate.
Oh shit! Too rich for my blood.
Yeah, I'm
hey,
out.
Y'all bougie over there thinking about hiring somebody. All right, you might as well hire the best. You see my folded clothes?
Hold on, you like doing your laundry? You just said.
Yeah, but I ain't getting paid. I ain't getting paid to do my own laundry.
Again, talking about you the best. I don't want my mildew.
I was saying, man, why the hell my clothes smell like this? That's the new Downy.
Because my laundry guy ain't doing shit right. $40.
Yeah.
You said I didn't have to wash it. You said I just had to fold it. I ain't trying to wash your shit.
That's true. Good point.
Okay.
The thing is you might start slowly missing some clothes because that shit might get thrown out the goddamn window.
Or I freaking go to your house and be like, wait a minute, I could have swore that was my shirt.
Let me find out you wearing my drawers, man.
So let me just say this. I don't think I would fit in your shirt, so that'd be a little weird.
No,
first off, I'm walking.
Ooh, she may like
walking around with a tank top on. Pat, what am I gonna do with your underwear, man? What am I gonna do with your underwear?
Sniff them.
Is it bad that I thought that before you said it?
Why would I sniff some clean ass underwear? I ain't trying to sniff no clean ones.
I might mix them up because I said I'd wash them and dry them and throw them on the bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I might mix in a couple different ones just so. Yeah. Hey, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, those might get stolen. I might take those home just for some extracurriculars.
Ew, I'm out. You know what? I will say this too, man. Adulting part, maintaining your vehicle. I mean, yeah, you have to do that, and it's something you should always do. But boy, when you're 16, you're ready. You're ready to get you a vehicle and take on the world and all this other bullshit until you have to do oil changes, until you have to do your brakes.
Right now, and has my ass gone to go get them? No. Why? Because I suck. And then it rains, and she got to work triple time.
It's leaving streaks and shit.
They're so bad, and I know it. I just, as an adult, I suck. Oh, okay. We'll say that, like, paycheck stubs and all that. I have no idea how to read my paycheck stubs.
Yeah, like when it's talking about like premium time and regular overtime and holiday pay, and then it's talking about all the shit that's being taken out. I don't really know how the fuck to read it. I just see what's going in my account, and then I figure out what I can spend.
When I first got my job and had to fill out my I-9, I filled it out so wrong. I only got like $100 back on my taxes because my butt put I was married with like 10 kids. So I'm getting all the money, and come to find out, like, that I did it like so wrong.
You're lucky you didn't have to pay anything back.
That's That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, damn, I'm glad he had to pay shit back.
Paying no taxes, huh?
I probably got $150 back on my income tax. And the only reason I got that is the interest on my student loans.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've got a kind of funny story about my income taxes. So like right when I turned 18, I tried to file by myself, and I went to H&R Block, did the whole thing, figured out how much I was getting back. As I'm driving back home, I get a phone call from H&R Block saying that someone was claiming me, so I ain't getting nothing back.
They got your money.
They got my money. It's pretty easy.
But damn.
Nah, yeah, that shit was crazy. That was my first time trying to do taxes. I thought that shit was normal. But yeah, I look at my pay stub and I have no fucking clue what any of it means. But I will say this, I do my taxes by myself, and that's cool. Of course, I use TurboTax, so that makes it a whole lot easier.
Does mine.
TurboTax does mine.
Yeah, I do the shit out of some TurboTax.
I mean, because mine are basic. I just have my W-2 and my student loan one.
Yeah, I don't got none of that. I got my W-2, and I got, I guess, my house shit, but that don't ever qualify for anything. Now I got
what's
two
cool
kids.
is there's I think I want to say it's in like Arkansas or some shit like that. So in their state school district program, every senior, their senior year has, in order to graduate, has to take it's like a course on pretty much like writing checks, balancing books, doing your taxes, like stuff like that. I like that, and I think all schools should do something like that. Just like adult skills, because man, coming out of high school, I ain't know none of that shit. No, nothing. I mean, still to this day, obviously we're having this conversation now. There's shit I still don't know, and the only reason I know about the stuff on our pay stubs at work is because I had to learn it when I went through like supervisor training and shit. They taught us what most of it meant because we would get asked, and sure enough, I've been asked, and I'm like, I think like this was 6 years ago when I got this training. I was like, I think this is what this means, So, but yeah, I really think all school districts should definitely consider doing something like that, because damn, it would have helped for me at least.
So with that being said, why the hell do you know about seniors in Arkansas? That's a little weird.
It was on Google.
Yeah, sure it was. Sir, you're a creep. Second, I don't know more than like maybe 3 people that actually write checks out anymore. All that shit is like either directly coming out of your account or you're just swiping that goddamn debit card. So I think it's a big issue because swiping that card makes it easy to spend money.
So easy. God.
Yeah, and I'll admit shit. I have direct access to my account balances, so that makes it somewhat easy to figure out what the fuck I can buy and what I can't buy, right? But if I don't check that shit, I'm just out there spending money. That shit is easy to spend with a debit card rather than having cash or a check.
Like, can you imagine back in the day where you write, you go out, you shop, you write a few checks, the shit don't come out till 4 days later, and then come to find out your ass done spent too much.
You hitting that negative. You're back in the red and shit.
And you're like,
and then you gotta pay fees to get you back in the black and shit. That shit is whack.
$30 for every bounce check.
Yes, at least
for
the most part, like you said, it's easy access. Oh, let me just check. Okay, But with a check, you forgot you wrote a check for something, and you think you're really just on top of things, and here that bad boy comes. Bounce.
Damn! Now you got a picture in Kmart saying not to accept checks from me no more.
Police knocking on your door, warrants for your arrest.
How did you get blocked from the Best Buy? Come on now.
You out there in all Brazoria County convenience stores, not able to buy some goddamn spam with a check because you fucked up one check.
But you know what? Now, if you go to the store and you do a check, it's like a debit card.
Yeah.
Is it?
So yeah.
I don't know.
When they write, who writes a check nowadays? But you know, now those few old folks, it's like a debit card. It just automatically takes it.
You say cute. I say they fucking take their time doing shit. I'm over here trying to buy some goddamn frozen groceries and shit. And these old motherfuckers over here writing a check out and shit.
Got a whole goddamn paragraph. Come on.
Yeah, my goddamn Totino's pizza is melting and shit, and I gotta eat soggy stuff from now on. Bullshit. I'm right there. I'm right there with you, man. I'm pushing Catherine off of her walker, and I'm stealing their Jello at that point.
Told you they can get it. They didn't know. They didn't know I was real. They can get it.
She needs to take her ass back to the retirement home and not buy groceries with fucking checks from the 60s and shit.
Zach, that's what I'm saying. She still got a Blockbuster card. Get the hell out of here.
Why do you even want a checkbook? You gotta pay for that shit. Like, I gotta pay to spend my money? Got me fucked up. Get my free debit card.
You know what I hate though? It's like I'll try to, make payments from my account online, and then there's some fucking bills that I can't pay with my debit card. I gotta pay with my routing number and my account number. So I pay that shit, but that shit don't come out for 2 weeks.
That's like the old school checks. Yep.
Yeah,
that shit is bullshit. Because like again, I look at my account and I don't really go through what I'm actually buying and shit. I just see the total, the available amount. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm good. I can go buy some extra shit. And then right after I buy that shit, that check comes out, and I'm like, man, what the fuck just happened? I'm broke.
PayPal's bad about that. Matter of fact, today I'm looking and I see 2 drops from PayPal. I'm like, what the fuck? I go, look, man, I bought that stuff like 4 days ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'll say this though. If y'all ever pay me through PayPal, I let that shit sit for a little bit, so that might not get taken out until.
I'm gonna need you to accept that shit. Matter of fact, get on and accept my money from the fight. Thank you, sir.
I actually did that shit because my wife told me to. But usually that shit will sit for like a week or two. I'm really bad about paying people through PayPal too. Like me and my brother. And this guy over here, we're all in the league with football, and a month after it was done, I still hadn't paid him. So
you still haven't paid him now?
No, I paid him now, but it took a reminder or 3 for me to actually pay him. But that is partly because he won, and I don't really like him all that much. So
I still say he had that shit rigged. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. He had it rigged because it's his league and he won. That's some bullshit.
I will say this, that my family...
Oh, bitter Betty's over there.
My family is full of cheaters, and I know this because I'm one of them.
I know you ain't talking about nobody being bitter Betty when you was mad that Conor McGregor won. Get out of here.
Okay, this is not about
That's a bad thing too. Is you were trying to recruit my daughter over on your dark side.
First of all, I gave her grade, so I'm pretty sure I did what needed to be done.
my daughter's lucky she ain't 15, or she would have been taking that shot with you. That's all I'm saying. You gotta have some morals, right? You can't be taking shots at 12. You gotta wait until she's at least 15 or 16. She's got to go through her quinceañera to be able to drink alcohol like that.
Okay. Well, yeah, because Lord knows that thing. Woo-wee.
Man, yeah. So this is adulting, guys.
It went to the left real quick.
Real quick.
I'm just saying, I'm teaching my daughter how to pay her debts, and if she would have made that bet, she would have had to pay the debt. That's just how it goes.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
We ain't doing no halfway shit around here.
We got what? 12 more years?
Nope. Yeah, actually. Way to do math real quick there. 12 years and she'll be 15, and then it's time for me to find a way
Pay
to
up,
get my house.
Oh, God.
Right when she turns 15, she's going to have to take a shot. Then
Happy
go to school after that.
There you go.
All right.
So I think we've all come to the conclusion that adulting sucks. It's kind of a slap in the face.
Yeah.
And we're still trying to figure it out. We're getting close to 30. We still don't know what the hell we're doing. We're just kind of winging it.
So,
yeah.
I mean, we're supposedly grown. So, yeah.
Supposedly. Thank God for YouTube and Google, because if it wasn't for that, we probably wouldn't have made it this far.
Hell no.
Supposedly grown, supposedly grown, supposedly grown, supposedly grown. Supposedly grown.